Welcome to In This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, The Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, B.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Lovely
Good.
mama, you doing all right?
Yeah.
Good
How are
morning,
you?
beautiful people. I'm good. I'm good. Up, got me some coffee, hot chocolate mix because I ran out of creamer. I got low on creamer, so I put some hot chocolate mix in there, and it tastes great. I just like a mocha, I guess that's what you call it. So I'm doing pretty good. How
So
you
funny.
beautiful people doing today? Can't see
I'm
you look
good.
short.
I do. Oh, let me pull it in some here.
There we go. There she go. There she go. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing out there? Who we got in the chat?
I see we got people out there. No one has said good morning yet. So y'all, if you're there, do what you do. Brandon, do what we do. Come on,
Let's
bring them
see.
on
There
in.
you go. There you go. All
All right.
right.
Feed the ducks. For our newcomers, you must feed the ducks. That's your ticket for the barbecue. So, yeah, Brandon, everything is good. I got a good one for you this morning too, like the printer thing.
The
And
printer
y'all,
thing. What's that?
what I told y'all yesterday about the printer. I kept printing and the printer was not turned on.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to figure out, and y'all should have told me like why it's so dark. It feels like my side is always so dark, right? I tried everything. This morning, light bulb went off. Like maybe you mistakenly turned your light down on your computer. Checked it. It's all the way over there. I probably
Light
did it
bulb
trying
went
to
off.
do the volume. Yeah, like I was trying to maybe adjust the volume, and I think I adjusted it because I was like, oh. But again, it's a lesson because I can have all this light around me, but if this computer light, God's light, y'all, I'm telling you, I
And you
just
know what
know.
it was? Is that it was still bright to everybody else, but I guess to you it seemed dark.
Mm-hmm. Seemed
Yeah.
dark when I look at it too, you
Oh
know.
really?
Mm-hmm,
Interesting.
mm-hmm. So yeah, it was just I don't know. I like it. I like just the little things that try to, I don't know, it just keep me mindful of God. I don't know. I don't know. I like that. That's the way I start to compare it, and to me, it just means keep spending the time. Seek, he says, knock and you shall find. Right, the door shall be open. Seek and you shall find. And so, y'all can't say it enough. I know you're probably tired of me saying it, but if it feels like you're alone in this world and that God has moved away from you, just know that He sees you and He's right there with you. Turn it on, turn yourself on, and welcome God in your life. So He will help you get through the things that go on in your life. Because truth be told, I was in some kind of little something yesterday. I don't know, and I finally just had to kind of shake it off and just get back to business. So we all have those days, me included, especially. And if I told you some of the things that I go through in my head, and just trying to keep this walk going forward and not going back, not living, not having regrets and things like that. Just move forward. Like, what can I do about anything that I regret from the past other than live today so that I can go towards tomorrow with that light on, with the printer on, and all of that. So, over to you, Brandon, because I promised you I would not get lengthy today.
It's okay. We love
Brandon
hearing
got
it.
on me yesterday.
I ain't about to bring it up again. So we're gonna keep it. I had to. I had to. But y'all, it's all good. We just trying to keep y'all
You
here,
had to
respect
what?
your we trying to respect your time, everybody. And but in light of that, thank y'all for involving us a little bit in your morning routine. We're gonna try to keep it pushing for you. So if you guys are here for the first time, or if you were here the last time, or if you've been here every time, you need to hear this again. We are reading through the book Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro. That's what the topic of the last 300 some odd days has been on In This Season podcast. And we are over 300 consecutive days of doing this podcast, and we are almost done with this book. So one thing I thought about this one is, are we going to February? Okay, so we're gonna
I
go all
thought
the way
about
through January, and
Yeah, I
then
thought
because
about that last.
we started this, y'all, in February to celebrate and acknowledge Black History Month, and then it was just 28 days this past year, so we were like, man, let's just keep it going, and then 1 month turned to 2 months, turned to 10 months, and here we are today. So we got 2 more to go,
Brandon.
and we will be done. We will be done with this. So. And we'll move on to the next one, and we'll need your help to decide exactly where to take this next. We'll see what you all want, and what you guys like about this segment and this part of the show where we've been reading through this book, and what things can we do better. So feel free to let us know in the messages things that we could do better, or things that we could add to what we already do. But thank y'all for being here. We appreciate it. A
Hey,
little bit
Brandon,
more.
what are
Yeah.
your thoughts, if I just may put it out there? Does anybody have Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Dennis Kimbro? Does anybody have that book? No? No one? You've never read it, Brandon? I'm assuming?
Mm.
Okay.
I read excerpts from it, but I've never read the actual book.
Okay. All right.
Just a thought, right?
Just
So
a thought.
I mean, like I said, we can put a bunch of stuff in a hat and see what comes out, and maybe have have that discussion at the cookout.
That
We'll
no
see.
one has mentioned, no one has sent me anything about their coming or not.
It's cool. More food for me, y'all. Y'all don't want this
Mo
food.
for me. Tupac say
I'm
mo for
telling
me.
you, more for me, y'all. I'll zoom all y'all and eat the food. I bite it, y'all chew. You just act like you're eating the food, but I promise you're gonna miss out if you don't come to this one. But another thing is some of the people that are regulars here are far away, aren't within 100 miles or so. So we'll have to find a way to make sure that they can participate too. And I think that we'll be remiss not to, in some kind of way, even if we just video call them, or do something where everybody's in the same space. Maybe.
We can live stream.
Yeah.
And what we'll talk about that. Yeah, y'all, like I see Monique is on, cousin Fanae. Cousin Fanae, did you get the book? I know you were asking about it. Did you get the book? Thank you for tuning back in. You guys are there in Albany. If you want to get together and do something, let me know, and I'll try to find a way to help accommodate you guys with that. We could live stream. Because this has been so rewarding, y'all, for me. I'm telling you, I can't say enough about the changes that I've seen in my life since journaling through this book and doing the self-reflection and the affirmations, just even thinking about the things that we talk about. So I want to keep it going. It's gotten a little rough from here and there, with the getting up and everything else, but hey, hey, God be with me. What and who can be against me? Even being tired, I can ask for God's strength to get me through, and then do what I need to do, because what I ought to do, I should do, and what I should do, I ought to do. So, all right, Brandon, I promised you I was going to not talk so much. So
I believe you. I believe it's all good. No, you're doing fine, Mama. No worries. No worries.
I'm
I
just
don't.
going.
Yeah, I don't want it to be something like, oh, I'm getting too far, but I
It's
just want
not,
to
but
make sure
I'll
that.
tell you to get out first before I stop. If it's something in me that I want to say, I'll say, go ahead and do your thing. I got to stay.
No, it's all good. I just want to respect everybody's time and yours as well. Uh, um, she said it's sitting in my cart. She's trying to get that book. Go ahead and get that book. What you waiting on? Cyber Monday tomorrow, so you might as well get it. All right. They
Just
got
sitting in
something
my
out,
heart.
right? They got what is it called? Black Friday and something Saturday and Sanctified Sunday and Cyber Monday. It's gonna be something every day. Another reason for you to spend some money. But y'all, let's get back to the subject at hand. We are reading through Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro. This book will help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals in 365 short, Powerful motivations, one for each day of the year. Dennis Kimbro, author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year. What it teaches will last you a lifetime. All right, y'all, as we sip our coffee. You got yours too? You got yours too? Okay, okay.
So good this morning.
Man, y'all mix some hot cocoa with y'all coffee, make you a mocha. It's delicious.
Some vanilla, a scoop or two of vanilla ice cream, and
Oh,
pour
for a
some hot
float.
chocolate over it. Oh my gosh, y'all. Ooh.
Yeah, see, we some sugar babies over here. I try my best to stay away from sugar, but first thing I put in is should be after water, but coffee, man. Coffee. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna drink I heard that if you drink some vinegar, like a shot of vinegar and water first, it helps your body better digest sugars and not give you the insulin spike and all that. So just something for y'all to try to might make it a little bit healthier for you if y'all are some coffee fiends like me.
Brandon,
Hmm.
for real, you guys, on the apple cider vinegar, I'm telling you, when I was at, we were at our healthiest when we would drink the apple cider vinegar, a tea, hot tea every day, especially during the time of COVID. The Motherland's Bragg's apple cider vinegar,
Hmm.
ginger, cinnamon, raw honey, right? And mix all that in water, boil your water and put that in the apple cider vinegar, the cinnamon, the honey, and the ginger. It is so good, but it is so healthy for you as well. It is really good. I got to get back to that. It's funny how we get things that are good for us and we just kind of slowly get away from it. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, yeah. Life
Like,
life is in phases in a sense, and sometimes it's hard to stay up on everything. That's why it's good for us to get into a routine, to write down our schedule, to
mm,
plan the next day before we wake up in the morning and have a general routine. They say the most successful people are the people who have the most structured routine, the most consistent routine. The people that are the wealthiest and seemingly the most successful. I heard someone put it like this: they get up at dumb o'clock and they go work out at dumb o'clock.
mhm,
Like meaning like it's ridiculous how early they start. So 4 or 5 in the morning, as soon as the gym's open, they're there getting their workout in early. So the rest of their day, they're already successful. They're already up, aware, blood's moving and pumping, all the crust out of their eyes. So let's try to make sure that we stay on a healthy routine, so that we can plan and hopefully predict success. But back to it, y'all. Back to it. Today is December 1st, and I saw Miss Brenda said earlier. She said, excuse me, great everything, everyone. Happy Sunday, and I thank God for bringing me from January 1 to December 1. That's a
yeah,
real one.
it's a
January
real
1
one.
to December 1. We made it. Look, Mama, we made it.
I know.
But our December 1st passage, our daily motivation for the day is titled, Our Future is So Bright, the Light Burns My Eyes.
Mm.
Again, our future is so bright, the light burns my eyes. And Zora Neale Hurston, one of my favorite writers, gives us our quote today. And she says, we make our future by the best use of the present. We make our future by the best use of the present. My wife is actually reading a book by Zora Neale Hurston right now. She's almost done. I'm
What's the
glad
name of
that
it? What's the name of it?
their eyes were watching God.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Classic book. I read that one in high school. Is written in that kind of antebellum time, and the way it's written is actually the way Southerners talk, especially in that time. Like think about my great grandma, your grandma, the way she spoke, the way some of the elders, Mame, how they spoke. It's written that way, so it's interesting to read it. I actually kind of read it a little faster than I read regular English or formal English. I'm like, oh man, yeah, that's how they talk. That's how we talk.
Brandon,
So
you mentioned
mhm.
Mame. I couldn't help but laugh. What's one thing you think about with Mame? I'm gonna see if you're thinking of the same. Mame is our great aunt. Well, you're a great great. Remember
Which
how she,
one? Her dancing?
yes, when she was
Yeah.
trying to show us how the lady was, she said the lady was supposed to be shouting in church, but she was dancing. And so we asked her to
Uh-huh.
show us, and Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought about her last night. Long story short, I was listening to how the earliest recordings or the recordings of like former slaves. And then the latest one was a lady that I think it was in 1974. She was 114 years old.
Mm,
1974, and she was born into slavery.
mm,
But she was alive in 1974 and describing things that she went through back then. And so, and that lady's voice sounded like my great great aunt, Mame. And I was like, I told my wife, that sounds like Mame. So it put her fresh on my mind and her name fresh on my tongue. So it's no wonder it came out today. But let's get to the show, y'all. We got about 13 or so minutes. Our future is so bright, the light burns my eyes. We often hear predictions about events that will occur in the coming years. Many foretell vast and uncertain changes. We are told that we will have to make sacrifices. We will see the collapse of many of the institutions and ways of life with which we are now comfortable. Whether or not you agree with these predictions or not is not the issue. But one thing is clear: those who anticipate the future will control their destiny. The renowned Black writer and publisher David Walker wrote, "Fear of the future is a waste of the present." Paul Lawrence
mm,
Dunbar agrees. He wrote, "The future frightens only those who prefer living in the past." The future belongs to us. When we see the future, we want to see a life in which men and women of good will live in harmony and brotherhood. To make this day reality, we must all do our part now. We must conduct our lives in the same manner in which we want our future to become. We must live our lives in harmony with the Spirit. We must love ourselves as well as each other. We must be strong and compassionate. We must remember who we are, children of a loving God who has planned our bright and prosperous future.
mm,
We must be proud of the embrace. We must be proud of and embrace our common heritage. We must serve and respect each other and relinquish any negative thoughts. We must practice what we were admonished to do 2,000 years ago. Love God with all your being and love one another as yourself. But most of all, we must turn toward and embrace the future. And our affirmation of the day says, "Today I will plot my objectives into the coming year." Future thinking is successful thinking. Again, today I will plot my objectives into the coming year. Future thinking is successful thinking. We were just talking about this before we started the show
oh
about
yeah,
planning,
yeah.
about
And the
the
future.
schedule and the future. So I feel like I already said what I need to say, but what you got for us, Mom? What do you think about this?
Not much to say. It's all here. We must remember who we are, children of the living God. And sometimes, y'all, I think no, not I think sometimes we forget it. We don't, and that comes from not being, we're attached to so many other things, the negative thinking, right? Yet, scripture tells us to take every thought captive. There's a reason. There's a reason it says that. But how often do you think about your thoughts? Because I'm going to tell you, like I said before the show, right after the show started, if I told you some of the things that come up in my head, I'd be like, what? Where is that coming from? But I could do that because I know it's coming from a place that is not taking me where I'm going or that will take me where I've decided to go, because I've decided to break free, right, of the chains that had me locked,
Mm-hmm.
afraid to move forward, living in fear. I'll often, and most of the times, is women, you guys. I'll talk to women. It could be a simple conversation, and we're talking about relationships and things like that. And most of them, I don't want a man. I don't need a man. And when they talk about it, they also find the need to describe that they don't want a man because of the man behind them, what he did. But don't you see? Don't you see that you are living back there with him? And if truth be told, you do want a good man, right? You do want a good man. And perhaps the men as well. You do. Some want a good woman. What is good? But I tell you, you won't get it thinking about Jody, what Jody did to you 4, 5 years ago, right? So, in so many ways, y'all, we live in the past, but more importantly, we forget that we are children of the Most High. It says, there's a part in here, we must be proud of and embrace our common heritage, not our differences, our common. We must serve and respect each other. Got to serve yourself and know how to serve you. There's a different way. I said this a few days ago. It's a different way when the game of life, right? But you think about games, tennis, volleyball, right? There's a serving, but they're all different. Still a game, still a serve. You got to know who you are, what game you're playing in this life, what position you're playing in this life. Like I said about football, y'all, we talk about football, we talk about the quarterback, the running back, all that. But nobody really talks about, oh, that center got that ball off perfectly. The center, to me, is the most important player on that team, on that football field. Because if he repeatedly delivers that ball, like I was printing the other day, talking about the printer. What is wrong? What is wrong? Printer ain't turned on. It wasn't turned on. So when I finally got my crazy self up to come in here and check, it's not on. It's not on. So we're not tuned in, turned on, tapped into God's goodness, his power. Because it says, greater is he that is in me than he that is in this world. Whom shall I fear? What shall I fear? I used to have this thing way back during Butterfly Evolution radio show that we were doing, Rodney and I. Like it's like y'all remember the scriptures that talk about Jesus that being on the boat and the storm is coming and they get scared after all that God has shown them, that Jesus has shown them, and they get scared, right? And I was like, you know what? That's when you know that you got God in your life, and you know that you know that you know. It's like people coming to break in your house, and you just get up and unlock the door. Don't break in, just come on in. My father is in here. He's sleeping. You know, the faith, the trust, and spending time with God, knowing who you are, knowing whose you are, and the power of allows you to have the light that's needed to walk through just your day, but certainly not yesterday, just the present day. All right, so Brandon, I'm gonna turn it over to you. It is 7:24.
7:24. Thank you,
I
man. Look at
got
us
four, but I'm gonna shut up.
keeping on lock with it. Our future is bright. It's so bright that the light burns my eyes. So when I like this title because when you're walking into light sometimes, when you wake up in the morning, somebody turns on the light really quick. When the next day starts, if somebody just turns on the light quick, it can burn your eyes. It can take some time to adjust, right? So what I'm saying is expect the light, wake up a little earlier and rise with the sun so that when that light switch hits and it's the next day, you are prepared. And the best use of the present, or the best way to plan for the future, is to use the present well, to be thoughtful and intentional with your present. So looking at this, it says we often hear predictions about events that will occur in the coming years, and a lot tell of these uncertain changes. Who could have thought over the last, since this book was written in 1992, to now 2024, right? How many changes have happened? Major changes, from the way we communicate to the way we live, the way our families are structured, what even is the definition of a family, what's the definition of a man and the definition of a
Mm.
woman. So much has changed. So many venerated beliefs and systems and institutions have either changed, have been destroyed, or have been founded anew, right? Everything is always going to change. Why not you? And it doesn't mean that you have to. Some of these things you might not agree with. You might think, man, that is a retrograde. That is us going backwards. That is us moving more into chaos. That is us moving away from the conventional family. That's us moving away from what's best for us. But just because everything in this world is unraveling doesn't mean that you have to become unbound with it, right? You can change for the better. And it's not to say that every change that has happened in this world has been worse. There are some great advancements that we've experienced in our lifetime, right? But most of these are tools at our discretion, whether it be social media. Some people have become millionaires on social media. Some people um, have found family members. Like, for example, me, I found, a family member really with, over 30 something percent of my blood. Like, I'm talking about a sibling, y'all. I found family members via technology based on my ancestry DNA. This wouldn't have been fathomable for your common person, 20 years ago.
Right.
So some things have made us better, subjectively or objectively, and some things have made us worse objectively. Um, but where are you? Where were you 20 years ago? Are you better now? What did you do to get better? Was there anything that you can remember about the past 20 years or so that you want to take into the next 20 years? Or is there something that impeded your growth, something that stunted you? Were you the butterfly that stayed in the chrysalis and cocoon for too long? The caterpillar, excuse me, that stayed in the chrysalis for too long and didn't completely turn into that butterfly, right? Not speaking about you, Mom, because I know you use the butterfly all the time. I just thought about that. I was like,
I
come on, I
was
think I talk
though.
about her.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to tell you, ashamed to tell you. Yeah, I stayed in there too long
Right?
and didn't
See
know I
that?
was in there. Thought I was good.
Good. With an
Yeah.
extra D on it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
But we have to think about um, what creates the type of mindset, the type of mentality that can not predict the future, but plan for the future, right? The old adage, plan as if you're going to live forever, or plan as if you're going to live forever, but uh, live as if you're going to die tomorrow, right? In some way, like, make sure that you're not too invested in the future that you miss the present moment and you can't appreciate it, because there are people that work their entire lives to create a fortune for themselves only to get to the end of their lives and not have the relationships um, that they so desire, that they said that they worked so hard for. I hear that with a lot of fathers, right? Fathers that work their best to provide for their family and submit themselves ceaselessly and tirelessly to work, so much so to where the family might not get that much of them. And while it serves its role, it serves its purpose for provision and providing for the family, I've heard on many occasions people say, all I wanted was my dad. All I wanted was some time. All I wanted was a little bit more patience before you ran out the door. So that, what is our value system, and what's the appropriate balance between understanding where we come from and our common history and heritage, understanding our past so that we only repeat the parts that were beneficial to us. I don't think all history being repeated is bad. Um, and then also, what parts of our history don't we want to repeat? But knowing where we came from, acknowledging our present and what opportunities are there, and then doing our best to forecast the future. And by forecasting, I'm not saying we're predicting 100%, but saying that with what I have accessible to me right now and today, what can I make of it? What's the most that I can make of it to put me forward for tomorrow or to set me up for tomorrow? What can I do today? I heard that poor people focus on and I think this is a little bit of an exaggeration. It says poor people focus on saving and rich people focus on investing, right?
Hmm.
And so what's the difference there, right? The investing is looking at a return over time, allowing your investment to work for you, allowing your money or your resources and setting them up in such a way to where you are able to gain some type of capital while you sleep. Having done work one time, making a trade or an investment one time, and then it pays you perpetually. What thoughts can we do? What things can we say to our family, or institutions can we create within our family and our communities that we do that work once, but it has a ripple effect that benefits not only us perpetually, but a greater community. So invest in your future is different than saving for your future. I can retain all the knowledge that I want by reading a book every single day. But unless I use that knowledge today, I'm not investing that knowledge for the future. So it's not to say that reading a book is bad. So I'm not saying don't save your money, but that there is a critical difference between investing and saving, and both are needed. So acknowledge your past, understand your present, and see the opportunities that are there for you so that you can take advantage of them and plan your trajectory for the future. And I think this is a balanced approach to life so that if the future is bright, it won't blind your eyes, or at least you planned enough to wear some shades, to put some glasses on so that sun don't hurt you too much because you're up, ready, already got the crust out of your eye, and you're ready to go. Just like we are here today. It's 7:33 and it's time to be on our way.
All
So I
right.
hope y'all are prepared. I hope you got your shades, your stunner shades, and I hope you're ready to plan for the future today. Over to you, Mom.
Um, I'm
Oh, she fighting it, y'all. She fighting. It's bubbling up. It's about to pour out of her, boy. Y'all see it? She said,
all right. There's a few parts in here that I pulled out, and I just shared them so Brandon won't talk about me after the
I'm
show.
not talking. I'm laughing at you. I
Um,
ain't talking.
all right. When we see the future, we want to see a life in which and women of good, men and women of good, right? Take out one O and you got men and women of God will live in harmony and brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
And Brandon, you started talking a little bit about, how things have changed as it relates to men and women and things like that. Y'all, I feel like when this part here, that there's such a we're in such a mess, and I'm gonna be quick as it relates to men and women and how God created us to be, right? When we can get women and men of good, of God, to work together according to God's word, we'll see some things start to change. Brandon, I love what you said. Are you investing your knowledge? Are you investing? Is your printer turned on when God sends you something? Are you turned on, my sister? Right? My brother, right? When God sends you something. So y'all, and I'm in right here, Brandon. Love God with all your being. That's the end, the very last few sentences, or the last sentence. Love God with all your being and love one another as yourself. But most of all, we must turn toward and embrace the future. That's it. Because fear of the future, it says here, is a waste of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. And
Right
all you
now.
can do is all you can do right now. That's it. I'll read some of the comments and we'll get out of here, Brandon. I
Sounds
do.
good.
Hey, let's see. Where did we leave off? Okay, Fanae said it was sitting in her cart. Go get that book, Fanae. And then she says, it's y'all's commitment for me. Very rewarding. Thanks, fam. Actually,
Mm,
both books. Oh, okay. So she's got both books sitting in the cart. So if you get those, especially the Think and
thank
Grow
you,
Rich, the
cuz.
Black Choice, yeah, let us know. I may need to go ahead and order that myself. Um, and so she says, yes, Miss Brenda, to what Miss Brenda put out there from January 1st to December 1st. Big Mike, Brother Mike says, good morning, everyone. I put out fear of the future is a waste of the present, which I just said. Cousin Latasha says, good morning, family. And I
Morning,
posted,
cuz.
are you investing your knowledge, your wisdom, your love for God? Are you investing all those things? What are you doing with your day? Because if you do an assessment of that, you'll know where you are, how you're living. Are you that kind of person, my kind of person, God's kind of person? You'll know all those things. So that's it, Brandon. I'm going to shut up.
Nah, you're all good, man. You ain't got it. You ain't got to at all. I'll just be messing with you. I do have a shameless plug though. Plug on. It's getting cold out here, y'all. And if y'all are like I am, I know I'm light skinned, but I still get ashy. Um, my wife makes a great body butter. I was actually putting some on at the beginning of this show, and I don't know if y'all can tell here, but it's got my it's man. I'm talking my skin clear, shining. I feel it's great. I've been using it for a while now, and I've been getting a lot of compliments on my skin lately. And I don't do anything but water and my wife's body butter. So if y'all,
It's really
I,
good, y'all. It's really, really
and
good.
she makes it from all natural things, from the cacao butter, the shea butter, the natural oils and things that she puts in there. If y'all want any of that, please let me know. I think she sells them for $15, and I've had this one for a while now. It's like you get a little bit and it just goes a long way, especially when you get out the shower and you're still slightly damp. You don't get that greasy feeling, and it stays moisturized all day. If y'all want some of that, please hit me up. My wife's about to order some more raw materials and start to make that in her new mixer, because we've gotten so many people that said that they love it, that they want more. Let us know, and we'll ship it out to you, y'all. It's some great stuff. It keeps the ash away for sure, and it's gonna make your skin glow. So, way to support, businesses within our family. Might as well spend that within people that you know, as opposed to going out there and spending money on stuff where they putting chemicals in there. They're messing up your endocrine system, making men have more estrogen, making women have more testosterone, and you wonder why the men ain't liking the women, and the women ain't liking the men. Nobody wants to be there with each other, like you said earlier. Uh, you said, women said she don't want a man, but God made you for a man, and God made man for woman. Come on, like, how you saying you a godly person and you ain't even out here trying to procreate? You ain't even out here trying to create a family. You ain't out here trying to have. You talk bad about the people of the earth, but you ain't willing to have more people that'll be good people, right? So if you ain't doing nothing about it, stop talking about it. Support the people that you know and love with their businesses. Uh, Start to do things and understand how your food, how your shampoo gives women fibroids and cysts and endometriosis. Like, we have to understand what we're putting on and in our bodies. And if you want a different outcome, you got to change the income, right? And in this situation, I said, look, if the outcome ain't income, baby, don't invest in it. And by income, it could be spiritual income, it could be financial income, but you have to start gaining something, and you have to start giving something to gain something, like we said a couple of days ago. So y'all, please support my wife, if you so please, and want some of that, and I'll get it to you here soon. But
You got two customers. Big Mike
oh
says,
wow, awesome.
and then Miss Brenda says she wants one as well. Brenda, go
We
ahead and
got
put
you.
me in for another one. Although I've had mine for forever. I think about 6 months, Brandon, and I
Yeah, it
still have.
lasts so
So
long.
it takes just a little. So I mean, I think she's giving it away, but
I do too. I tell her, I'm like, she
heck,
charges
I've told
15.
her
I'm
that
like,
as well because it
I'm like,
lasts
babe,
so
you got to
long.
charge $20, $25
Yeah,
because this stuff lasts forever.
y'all,
And like
y'all
this,
give daughter and love a tip
I'd appreciate it,
because
y'all, but it's only
yeah,
$15. But according to her, but feel free. We'll definitely take a tip. But she does it a lot out of the love, and she's not getting too much past what the cost is to do it. She might make a couple dollars or two on it, but she does it for the love. So I
No.
appreciate y'all's support, man. I love y'all, and I'm gonna write y'all's names down
Cousin
and
Panay
get those
says
to
she
you.
wants one, Brandon.
Awesome, thank you, cuz. Thank you,
Um,
cuz. I appreciate y'all.
let's see, what's something I had to say on that. Oh, also, you need to do better on this. I thought you was going to go a whole nother place when you said a shameless plug or something. I thought you was getting ready to talk about how ashy people are out here in this world today to put something on. That is true though, because I see some ashy folks. But the black seed oil, we have not. So I talked to my dad when my dad was here. We gave him a bottle of black seed oil, and he says he's been taking it every day. When he wakes up, he said that's the first thing he takes, and he can tell the difference. So we're sending him
Mm,
some more.
mm,
But Brandon and Sella, they sell the black seed oil as well. We'll drop a link tomorrow for
mm-hmm.
those of you who want to know more about it. If you've not heard of black seed oil, it is really, really good. Like I only have to take it in you know, I don't know, maybe once a month now. But when something's going on, I would take it regularly. But I had the extra strength, which is really strong, and you don't need as much of it. But that's something else that you may want to look into as we talk about healing. It's not, it's a whole thing. It's body, mind, spirit, soul. It's a whole thing. And the better we
Wellness, yep.
feel, right? Wellness. The better we feel, the better we think, the better we are, so black seed oil. And Google
Yeah.
it. You can learn about black seed oil.
I'll give everybody a little bit tomorrow on black seed
Okay.
oil. A real quick,
Okay.
maybe 3 or 5 minute education on what black seed oil is, how it was used in ancient history, and how it's used today, and some of the benefits. It's a lot of it. So we'll do that tomorrow. But y'all, thank
Okay.
y'all so much for your support, both on this channel and for my wife. So I appreciate y'all so much for that. That really means a lot to me. But let's get y'all out of here. I know y'all got something to do on this beautiful what is it, Sunday? Yes, Sunday. So enjoy yourself, y'all. Today's title was The Future, Our Future. Our future is so bright, the light burns my eyes. And Zora Neale Hurston, the African American writer, said that we make our future by the best use of the present. We make our future by the best use of the present. And our affirmation for the day that we will carry with us. Please tell this to somebody and internalize this today. Today, I will plot my objectives into the coming year. Future thinking is successful thinking. Get you a planner, write down. There are plenty of planners. If you guys need help on what planners are good, I know of a couple resources. It will change your life to start using a planner. All right, to be more intentional about your tomorrow today. Y'all have a good time. Let us know how your day goes tomorrow, and then we'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow. Go like and subscribe the YouTube channel and share this video. We love you. Peace.
Come on, Brandon. Take them out.
Take them out. All right, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, he got the head swinging today. All right.
Well,
Y'all be
man,
great.
y'all touch my heart, support my wife like that. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Take care.